Okay, we're back. And just to let you know, I decided not to use the dough hook yet. But you can see that. Look how well that yeast has proofed. Very well. So I'm using the whisk because I'm going to add 1.5 spoonfuls of salt. I use regular salt. I don't use iodized salt for these. One teaspoon and a half teaspoon. And as you can see, I'm still not used to this new mixer, but that's okay. I'll get used to it. And I'm going to add a 1/4 cup of vegetable oil. And I suggest vegetable oil. Some people use other oils, but I've had the best luck with vegetable oil. Okay. Now, I know that's all incorporated, so we can take the whisk off. And we're going to incorporate flour. We're going to put the dough hook on for it. Yeah, it's got it all. Okay. Now then, we're going to use all-purpose wheat flour. You can use bread flour, whatever you want. Okay? Bread flour or wheat flour, all-purpose. We're going to put in, I'm not sure, we're going to check this out. Yeah, I think what I'm going to do, seeing how I am not used to this and I am getting it everywhere. One. But two. Not too bad for the noise. Okay, scrape down the side a little bit now because it's going to get thick here in a minute. I am not a clean cook. I am clean, but I mean, you know, I am a messy cook. There's 3. If I had another tub, which I will get eventually, to put flour in, I wouldn't be as messy. Okay, this is 4. Let's straight down the sides a little bit more. And we're going to put 5. Now on my other stand mixer, I only used 5. This recipe calls for 5 to 6. 5, it tightened up the dough just a little bit too much. So we're going to see, 6 tightened up the dough too much. So we're going to see how this works with 5. Just like the other one. And as you can see, it's starting to come together. Here's 5. My splatters everywhere. Now, if I wanted to, I could probably use the beater. Let's see what we got here. It's got a thick dough, but it's not together yet. So let's go ahead with another because this mixer is doing such a good job. Let's see what we get here. Let's go ahead with 6. Okay, so it is actually kneading it. Now we want to knead it for about 7 minutes or so. You could do this by hand, but if you can see, I don't know if you can see in there, it's grabbed it off, so this mixer makes everything a lot easier. I can tell you that already. And even though I didn't use the chute, this part, that much, it was good for putting in liquids, but then my hands shake a little bit. Okay, that's probably good enough. Now you see how it's dropping off of there and it's tight? That's what you want. Now I'm going to take another bowl and we're going to add some vegetable oil all around it and kind of grease it up here. And now, let's see if we can get this dough hook off of here. Came off really easy, and we're going to stick this dough over in that greased bowl. And now we're going to take the rest of the dough and put it in the same place. Just kind of roll it out on there. Told my granddaughter yesterday if she had come over here the last time, I'd have had her operating the camera. Okay, we're going to get the dough covered in that oil. Now, a lot of people will use a wet towel, a warm wet towel to cover the dough. And that's fine. That's how you want to do it. For me, that didn't work out so good because I was having to wash one towel about 20 times. I guess you could use one towel and leave the lumps on it of the dough. I don't know, but I always use some cellophane. Cover the top. Now again, you know, you're going to have a little bit of air in there. And I'm going to put it in my oven with the light on. The light's just perfect for enough heat to generate a rise. Okay? And I've left my cellophane out because I'm going to use it again. Okay, so we're going to let that rise until it is doubled, which is going to take about an hour. We're through with the blender. It did a wonderful, wonderful job. I'm very happy with it. I didn't get anything too messed up. We're going to slide it right back in there. Perfect. I was worried about it being too big and bulky and stuff, but as you can see, it slides right in there perfectly. Just like it's made to fit in there. Okay, so we're going to be back in about an hour, and I'll show you how the dough has risen, and then we'll go from there. I mean, this is a simple recipe. I think everyone will agree, and it's good. I don't know how it works on me, but I ate this for a while with turkey sliced really thin and everything. I just used the bread, and it worked for me to lose weight. So, okay, we'll see y'all back in about an hour, and I'll show you how the dough is risen, and we'll go from there. And you're going to agree this is a simple recipe. Okay, and by then I'll have I should have everything cleaned up. Got a little bit of a mess, but not too bad. Not bad at all. And actually it's cleaner than when it was when I was using the little retro mixer, because this one, well, got a lot larger capacity in the bowl. That's one thing. Which makes it a whole lot easier. And I think that's why it accepted the 6 cups of flour. Okay, so we will see y'all back in about an hour, maybe sooner, depending on how quick the bread rises. Talk to you then, and we'll go from there. Okay, it has been an hour. Shall we see what it looks like? It should have doubled. And as you can see, it did. So what we're going to do is punch it down, the fun part. Now, oil to that bread pan. These are 9x5 bread pans. So we're going to grease them up a little bit here. It's okay to get your hands oily. Because they're going to get oily in a second anyway. Now what we're going to do is we're going to break out this dough, and we're going to knead it for about a minute or so. And then we're going to roll it. And you see how nice it is. Okay. Now we're going to cut it. See, that right there is, you couldn't just use that in one pan because it would just go way over it. So what we're going to do, this just helps me You don't want to over knead it up either, but you get it just about double. We're going to cut it in half. See how nice that's stuck together? Put one in there. Put one in there. Okay. Now then, I like to kind of push it down a little bit, just around the bottom of the pan. Now you're going to let this rise as well. Now if you wanted to, you could actually make this smoother. But now we're going to let it rise one more time. And there's a reason, if you noticed I have that tray down in there. There's a reason for that. I have had dough actually rise way above this. So it's risen and come over to the side, and I didn't have a non-stick baking dish underneath it. So without a non-stick baking dish, it stuck to it, and I had a hard time cleaning it. So we're going to let this rise as well. This be about maybe, I don't know, 30 minutes or so. And then we're going to turn on the heat and let it cook. We're going to be cooking it at 350 degrees for about 30 minutes. Everything's like 30 to 40 minutes. So you're going to want to keep track of it. Like I say, I got the oven light going, which will keep it just the perfect temperature for it to rise again. Like I say, this is an easy bread recipe. Okay, so we'll see y'all back in 30 minutes or so. Talk to you then. We'll see how quick it rises, because this time, remember, I used 6 instead of 5 cups of flour, so we'll see how it goes. Okay, we're back. It's been about 30 minutes. As you can see, the bread has risen about an inch above the top of the pan, which is exactly where you want it. Okay, and we're going to crank the heat up on the stove here to 350 degrees. Leave the light on. And we're going to bake it for 30 to 40 minutes. And because we're at because we're above 5,000 feet here, it's going to level out. It's not going to, the top's not going to be puffy So it'll be just flat, but hey, that works. So you want it at about, you want it to get that high. And even if it's flat level, it's not going to hurt anything. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wait until it gets 350 before I tell you know who to start the count. Now if you want to, and I can show you, because I know some people prefer to do this. And they'll pull it out. And wait until it gets 350 degrees. And then they'll put it back in. Because it's kind of dangerous if you pull it out like this. It might drop the dough down, because all it takes is a big rumble for it to fall down. But I'll tell you what, right now, if you want to, some of the things you can do, you can brush it with butter, or do an egg wash if you want to. Egg wash, instead of heating the butter. See if I can get in here. It's going to add some color. To the top of your bread. Egg wash is very simple to do. Super simple. I'm just showing you how to do it real quick. What I've done is broken an egg. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of water in to kind of thin it out a little bit. Mix it up. We're going to be very, very careful, because we don't want it to drop the top of the cake, drop the top of the bread. Like I say, you can melt butter and do the same thing. What's left over from this, you can fry up and have a scrambled egg, because your dough is safe. It's not going to hurt you, especially since you're going to fry it. Kind of cool that I have a friend who, here here I go overstepping my bounds again. It was Scotland or England, and she's a chef, and she was amazed that we have to keep our eggs um, refrigerated because of all the things that they're vaccinated against. Now, of course, if you get fresh eggs from the hen or whatever, and they're natural, then I guess you don't have to worry about that. And they don't worry about it over there. So, and we're at 280 right now. So it's heating up in there. Now in just a second it'll go off and we'll slide it into the oven and set the timer for 350 degrees. I mean 30 minutes. We're cooking at 350, and you want to use, some places say, to keep your dough from dropping, use an instant read thermometer, and which I do. I use an instant read thermometer. You want it at fully cooked dough is at 200 degrees. So okay. So now here we go. We're going to put this in very carefully. But it doesn't matter how I do it, it's still going to fall. Just because of the altitude I'm at. Kind of interesting that Alexa, set the alarm for 30 minutes.
30 minutes, starting now.
Kind of interesting that even my, I've got a bread machine, and even with it, you won't get the, it'll still fall down. And that's because of the air pressure or lack of or whatever, because we're at over 5,000 feet here. And so anyway, we will see y'all back in about 30 minutes and check it. And I set, you go 30 to 40 minutes, but I set it for 30. That way I can look at the top and see if it's done, and I can check the temperature. And once you get, I've had it stay risen before on the top, and that was just a fluke. And it got a crust on the top, so when I checked the temperature, it was perfect. So, but that was a fluke, even like I say, the bread machine won't keep it right risen up to the top, and it's just the altitude here. So if that doesn't rise, it's still good bread. Don't get me wrong. And before you put it in, you can sprinkle, if you wanted to, onion powder on it or garlic powder on it. You know, it's all up to you. Use your imagination. Okay, we'll see you back in about 30 minutes and check it and see how it goes, and we'll go from there. Talk to you then. Bye. Okay, welcome back. Been about 10 minutes. Let's see if it'll slide out easy. If it's cool. Yeah, it's cool enough. Okay. Bottom's not cool. Yoey, yoey, yoey. Okay. Turn that over and turn that over. Okay, our bread is done. Now, if you wanted to, you could have put butter on the top as it was still in the pan. But we're letting the bottom here cool as well. That way it doesn't stick to the bread bag and cause a humongous bunch of humidity in there and such, because that's the last thing you want. But we're going to let this cool probably about another 10 minutes and throw it in the bag. And I could show you while I'm at it. Okay. This came out of my bread machine. Okay, and what we're going to do here is we're going to cut both for you. How about that? Actually, I want this cutting board. Okay. Don't get me wrong, this is good bread and everything, but let me show you the bottom. And there's the bottom, got a hole in it where the mixing blade went. I'm going to cut this. I don't know if y'all can, yeah, y'all can see that. And it's nice and tight. And now we're going to this one. And there you have it, V2. Okay, I'm gonna try and get y'all closer. And you can see that one and that one. Both are really good breads. The taller one, I have to wrap it with cellophane or get a bigger Ziploc because it won't fit. Smaller ones will fit in a bread sack, no problem. Turn that over to continue cooling. This one is cool. And it makes a nice tight loaf. Good crumb. But I don't know, just something about making it the old-fashioned way, and the only thing I left out basically was having to knead it by hand. But that was my new mixer's job. Now, Nurxiovo, I think that's how you pronounce it, Nurxiovo. Nurxiovo mixer that worked perfectly. I mean flawlessly. So I'm gonna again leave the seller. I'm gonna leave a link down at the bottom on Amazon, so you guys can get you one of these. Okay. So I hope this helped people out and help you make a decision as to if you want a new mixer or, yep, are you all still with me? If you wanted a new mixer or a new blender or bread machine, whatever. Okay. Anyway, so here we go. If you're in a warm place, go swimming. If you're not in a warm place, find a warm place to go swimming. If you can't find that, it's too cold, snuggle up with someone. Y'all stay safe and we'll see you soon. Love y'all. Bye.